Ah, what's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man Solace here, the humble wise one. Today I want to do this video called Humans Hatch Like Chickens. Now, it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. I want to use this video to give y'all some egg cell knowledge, because you know I always say the sperm is the spirit, the egg is the body. But I don't ever go into depth on the egg cell or the body. I always give y'all the sperm is the spirit knowledge. So today I want to give y'all some understandings of the egg cell, which is the body, and how it plays its part in the duality of the existence that we live in. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. And I'm going to correlate it to life, not to science or to what this book says. Y'all know how I do. I keep everything with the life. And through this video, Humans Hatch Like Eggs, I want y'all to see that y'all truly need to question everything that scientists say. Because the things they say make no sense if you look into anything they say. Like the classification that they have us in as mammals makes no sense to me. And it's not because I lack knowledge. It makes no sense because if you look in depth to it, it makes no sense. We're more like amphibians. But this video has nothing to do with that. So I want to stay on the conversation. I want to stay on the point of this video. So let me begin breaking down how humans hatch as opposed to being birthed. Because I know most people will say, no, humans don't hatch, they're birthed. And this is a matter of science. See, science has us as being birthed. But truly, humans hatch. The egg hatches. Now, the water breaking, which is the amniotic sac. When the amniotic sac or the water breaks, this is the egg hatching. So you have to grasp, a chicken lays the egg. Then the egg hatches and the baby comes out, the baby chicken. With a woman, it's a reverse. The egg hatches within the woman and then she lays the baby, as opposed to the chicken laying the egg and then the baby coming out. So the chicken baby doesn't come out within the chicken. The chicken lays the egg, then the baby comes out of that. With the woman, the baby is hatched, or the egg is hatched within the woman. This is when the amniotic sac breaks. And then as opposed to the woman laying the egg, she lays it all. Everything that was developed. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. The woman's womb is like the nest or the incubator. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. But for you to fully understand what I'm saying, I want to break down the chicken. See, with a chicken lays an egg once a day. Well, it all depends on the breed because, they're crazy with the GMOs now. So some chickens are bred just for fried chicken purposes, meaning they're bred just for meat. So they don't lay that many eggs. But a normal chicken, let's say a normal chicken lays eggs once every day or once every other day. But we'll just stick with once a day. So a chicken lays an egg once a day. Now, if the egg isn't fertilized, we all know the egg is for eating. So you have a chicken's egg, which is the egg cell, and the actual egg is within the egg shell. Now, if a rooster mates with a chicken, when she lays the eggs every day, they'll be fertilized. This means that chicklets are hatch. Now, you have to understand with a chicken's egg, if it's unfertilized, it's just yolky inside, and we fry it up and eat it. Now, if it's fertilized, that yolky stuff that's inside the eggshell becomes the chicken. And the eggshell cracks, and what is the egg is now the chicken. So this is how a chicken egg works. And it's the same way with the woman. See, a woman will lay her eggs every 28 days as opposed to every day. Every 28 days, a woman goes through her menstrual cycle. So this is her laying her eggs. Now, if the egg happens to be fertilized, the woman won't have the menstrual cycle. The egg will develop within the woman. Now, if you ever seen an egg cell or seen an image of an egg cell, it's an amniotic sac with the yolky center. Now, the yolky center is what becomes the baby if the sperm cell fertilizes the egg. So it's just like a chicken egg. You have the shell, which is the amniotic sac, and you have the yolky contents within it. Now, if the sperm fertilizes the human woman's egg, the baby becomes the yolky, well, the body of the baby becomes the yolky contents within, just like the chicken egg. The only difference is the woman doesn't lay the egg once it's conceived. She keeps it within her, and then the water breaks. And this is the hatching. When the water breaks, she lays the baby, the same way the chicken lays the egg. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. The amniotic sac is the eggshell, and what's within the egg is what will become the body if it's fertilized. So it's a deep thing. Now, the sperm is basically the spirit or the energy that brings all this forth. The yolky contents inside makes it develop into the body. So you have to grasp. If you're wondering, like, a chicken egg is hard and an amniotic sac is water, you have to grasp. If you ever boiled an egg, and when you cracked it to take the boiled egg out of the shell has like an amniotic sac underneath it. So all of you who've ever boiled an egg and rolled it to crack the shell off, you've seen that slimy, whitish, amniotic sac looking thing underneath the shell. Well, that's the amniotic sac of a chicken's egg. So it's the same thing. The only difference is the egg cell never leaves the woman's body. Therefore, it doesn't have time to harden. It's always moist by the woman's innards. Therefore, you don't get the hard shell over the amniotic sac like a chicken's egg. You just get the amniotic sac shell, that thin layer that's underneath the shell of a chicken egg. You only get that part, but that's still the shell. And when the water breaks, that is basically the same as when a chicken's egg hatches. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now, this is a deep thing because this all correlates to when I explained to y'all that you had darkness, the dark place, or the dark space of the dark conscious, and you have the light beings. And when they intermingle, you get us. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. Just focus on this. Forget that. Grasp this. The egg is the body, like I always say. So the egg cell becomes the body. Now, that egg cell is within a body, which is the woman. So you have to grasp. That dark space that the egg cell is within is a body, which is the woman. And the egg cell is a body also, or it's developing into one. So you have to grasp the life is within the life. So when I say we're in hell, you have to grasp. Satan, Lucifer, whoever you want to say, they were separated from the all of the life, which is light. Nothing physical, just light. And they're in their own dark conscious. So now just imagine if someone is separated, a person, they're separated from the rest of life, and now they're in their own dark space. The life within them is with them, and the life within them is with them too. So you have to grasp, because we all have micro life within us. And we're all micro life within the solar system, which is the sun. All the different solar systems that are within our galaxy are within that. And all the different galaxies that's in our universe is within the universe. So the life is within the life, and the life is all the same. So y'all have to grasp. If Satan was cast into his own space by himself, of course it's dark, it's empty. You have to make things. Now, if Satan can lure in a light being, therefore he can bring forth all that's in the darkness. Now the darkness can take shape and form, because you can't see shit in the dark. So it's a simple thing y'all have to grasp. When I say this is hell, you have to look at it from the perspective of the being. The being, or the person, was cast away from everyone else into their own space, which was just darkness. Nothing was done with it yet. But that being has life within it, just like we have life within us, micro cells. And they have micro life within them. So you have to grasp, if Lucifer was a whole universe, this is how you have that. The galaxies, they're living beings also. They're within Lucifer. They are his microorganisms within him, just like you have microorganisms. Now, the solar systems that are within the galaxy, they are the microorganisms within that being, which we would call a galaxy. So it's a simple thing. Us, we microcells within the solar system. So it's a simple thing. All of us are the microorganisms within the solar system. We all have micro life within us. So you figure that whole reality was cast away. And we already know how multiplication works, or reproduction. So this is how you get a whole bunch of different bodies in that one person's existence or downfall. Meaning, if one person was cast away, a whole bunch of life is cast away with it, and it reproduces. So this is how you get a whole bunch of different worlds and different levels of hell, and we're in the whole cahoose of it. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. But I don't think people are going to grasp that. People don't want to grasp that. That's not something that is welcoming. Hey, you're in hell, buddy. So you got to grasp. I understand. So, but it has to be said, and it has to be understood. At the end of the day, any text y'all have, creation story tells you in the beginning it was dark, and God was there in the dark. So you have to grasp. But the sperm is the spirit. This is you. The egg is the body. This is the dark space. Grasp that. All bodies are dark spaces. And a dark space is nothing more than a world. So you have to grasp. To the micro life within you, your body is a world, or a whole solar system or universe to them. Dark space, same way we live in. So to the micro life within you, your body is their world, their dark space. But for you, it's your body. So all bodies, no matter what level of life they're on, it's always dark space, because the body is the world. So you have to understand, there is no world that isn't a body. You have to truly wrap your mind around that. Understand, you was a microcell within your father, a sperm cell. You literally left your father and went into your mother's body. These were your worlds. You went into the egg cell. This was your space, which became your body, which is the world of the sperm cell now. And it has other micro life within that world when it's born. So you have to grasp every world, no matter if you're talking about let's say y'all like Nibiru and all, any world is a living person. And the world is the space, grass. Before things is made in the space, it is just space. But it's a body. So you have to grasp. It has the materials it has, but the micro life within it has to do what it does with it, like how we do here on Earth. So you have to grasp. All bodies are worlds. And before those worlds are made, meaning physical things are made within it, like buildings or whatever you want to grasp, it's just dark space. So you have to grasp. An egg cell before it gets sperm, dark space. Dark yolky space. Then the sperm is, which is the spirit, goes into the egg. And the dark yolky space takes shape and form. So this is how the light, when I said the darkness, laws in the light beings, and this is how the darkness manifests itself into taking shape and form and being seen. This is how that happens. The dark egg cell, which is the body of the space, it never takes form or shape until it gets the light, or the sperm cell, which is the spirit. Once that happens, that dark yolky space takes shape and form. And now that light, which is the sperm or the spirit, is trapped within that dark space. It was lured in. So everything I say is in every level of the life. Darkness and light. If you don't grasp, it's in the sperm cell and the egg cell. If you having trouble with that, it's on our level in life too. Darkness and light. Day and night. Conscious, unconscious. Life and death. This is the darkness in the light. The reminder of the mixed dualities mingling together. Meaning light beings from the all mingling with the darkness, or the dark beings, which exist. They just don't have no shape, or they didn't have a shape or form until they lured the light in. And if you look at the reproduction of what happened in the beginning, it's the same thing. You have the egg cell, which is the body. All bodies are worlds. Until all bodies are worlds in their dark space, until they're basically lured in light, until they lure in light. So an egg cell is nothing more than dark yolky space until light, or a sperm cell, or spirit, is lured in. And it's a simple but deep thing y'all have to grasp. It's your main man Solace, the humble wise one. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna keep that to myself for now. But I'm gonna need y'all to donate. GoFundMe.com/SolaceSolari, PayPal.me/SolaceSolari. Donate. I still want to get this land for schooling for the people, man. I think that's an important thing. It doesn't matter if you get it or not. It's just a matter of learning is never a bad thing. Land for learning. We need that. We need 5 acres for people to learn what is true wealth and what resources are, and how money is the representation of the resources. Because a lot of us are already in this way of life, the way we live, but at least we could give jewels to our young. Let a young man know from jump, listen, man, the money is the replacement of the resources, and people are lazy, so they slave out for the money so they can avoid dealing with the resources, or they've been tricked into slaving out for the money so that they don't know nothing about the resources that the money truly represents. Houses being built and bought with the money, but the houses are being built with wood and stone, which is provided by the earth for free. Trees, rocks, stones, things like this is what houses are built with. And they're free. They're resources of the earth, but we work and slave for the paper, which represents these things. So we can give knowledge like that to the young. They can be out on the land from young, playing around with the wood, learning, watching how the seed is planted and how it blossoms back. This is things that children are supposed to learn from young. Adults are not supposed to sow and reap. That's children's work, but it's play for them. See, all they got to do is run around in the dirt. And in them doing that, seeds are sown. You can have a kid chasing around chickens, and seeds will be sowed. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. We live hard for no reason, but I don't want to dwell on and on about that. If you support me. It's your main man, Solace, the humble wise one, man. Y'all be groovy and y'all stay in good spirit, because that's the way to everything. You don't want to walk around with hate within yourself. That shit kills you.